The new iPad Air may have made all the headlines from Apple's September hardware event, but Apple took the wraps off of another device in its big screen mobile lineup. As rumors suggested, the company also refreshed the entry-level iPad, giving it a bit of a spec bump while keeping it at the $329 price point. Now, let's get this out of the way right now. If you have the 2019 entry-level iPad with its 10.2-inch display and slightly older processor, it's probably not worth upgrading. The new device offers an extremely similar experience and likely won't enable many more features. But what if you have the 2018 model? Should you upgrade then? I put the 2018 iPad and the 2020 iPad head to head to find out. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support my work and I would appreciate that support. Unlike the iPad Air, the 2020 entry-level iPad keeps the classic iPad design that you know and love. That means that you won't get the stunning new edge-to-edge display, nor will you get Face ID or the new power button-mounted Touch ID sensor. You will, however, get a Touch ID-enabled home button, which works just as well as it always has. Even though the overall design is aging a little, the iPad still looks and feels premium. Sure, it's not as modern-looking as more expensive iPads, but everything from the unboxing to day-to-day use screams quality. That's despite the fact that the device still only costs $329. The 2018 iPad looks more or less the same as the 2020 model, just smaller. The 2018 model has a 9.7-inch display, down from the 10.2-inch display on the newer model, and the result is a smaller footprint. Speaking of the display, it also offers a pretty similar experience. If you're into things like watching movies and playing games, the slightly larger screen will be helpful. The two devices have the same pixel density, plus they're both LCD displays, so in other words, you won't really notice a difference in quality between them. They even have the same brightness. Apart from the overall size, perhaps the most important difference between the 2018 and 2020 iPads is what's under the hood. The 2018 iPad has Apple's now aging A10 Fusion chip, while the 2020 model has a much newer A12 Bionic. Neither of the two quite live up to the ultra-powerful A12X in the iPad Pro or the A14 in the iPad Air, but they're still more than powerful enough for the vast majority of use cases. Both will easily be able to handle things like basic mobile gaming, social media, watching Netflix, and so on. They also both come in 32GB or 128GB storage options. So what's so special about the performance of the new device? Well, for most people, nothing really. But if you're into things like heavier mobile gaming, then the more powerful chip will be helpful. Usually, a larger body also makes for a larger battery. However, that isn't necessarily the case here. Apple rates both of these tablets as offering 10 hours of battery life, which is pretty good. That should be more than enough to get most through at least a couple days of use. No one should buy an iPad for the camera, and I don't think many will actively use the camera all that much, but I still took a few shots with both cameras for a quick comparison. Both models offer the same 8-megapixel rear-facing sensor. However, thanks to the better image processing tech that the A12 enables, the newer model does seem to be able to take slightly better photos. That's true of the front-facing camera too. Unfortunately, both devices only offer a 1.2-megapixel front-facing camera, which isn't great, but it should do the job for basic video chatting. In recent years, a big part of the overall iPad experience has to do with the accessories available to the device, but there's really no difference in accessory availability here, at least when it comes to first-party products. They both only support the first-generation Apple Pencil and not the Apple Pencil 2, and they both support Folio-style keyboards like the Smart Keyboard and not the Magic Keyboard. It's a little bit frustrating that they don't both support the newer and better accessories, but third-party accessories should at least partly fill that void. So ultimately, is it worth upgrading to the new 2020 iPad if you have the 2018 model? Well, not really. If you're choosing between buying these two devices, then it's worth making sure that you get the newer model, considering the fact that the newer device will likely get updates for longer and does have a slightly better processor and larger screen. But if you're happy with the overall experience you're getting on the 2018 iPad and want to know if you're missing much from the new iPad, rest assured that you're safe to skip this generation. Thanks so much for watching, and again, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if the video was helpful to you. My name is Christian, and I'll see you next time. See ya.